Hi people, in this particular video we are going to discuss about the thyroid hormones. As you know that the thyroid hormones were released from thyroid gland. Thyroid glands are a type of endocrine glands. Endocrine glands are the glands which release the hormones that is their secretions, where hormones are nothing but chemical messengers released into the bloodstream without ducts, right? This is a quick recap from the previous video. And now let's move to the thyroid hormones. So what are thyroid hormones? Thyroid hormones are actually T3, T4 and calcitonin, where T3 is a triiodothyronine, T4 is a thyroxine and calcitonin. Generally we consider T3 and T4 as thyroid hormones because calcitonin is functionally different, right? Calcitonin is functionally different from T3 and T4, where calcitonin is involved in the calcium metabolism. So calcitonin is involved in the calcium metabolism. So in this particular video, when I say thyroid hormones, it means T3 and T4, right? Now let's move to how these thyroid hormones are released into the bloodstream. If we see the pathway of how these thyroid hormones are released into the bloodstream, first of all we have hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is the main regulatory body in our body, right? In the brain. It is present in the brain. This hypothalamus, it releases a hormone called TRH, and that acts on the anterior pituitary. And this anterior pituitary, it releases TSH. This TSH, it acts on the thyroid gland. This thyroid gland then releases T3 and T4 into the blood. Now what is TRH? TRH is nothing but thyrotropin releasing hormone. This hypothalamus, it releases thyrotropin releasing hormone, and this hormone, it acts on the pituitary gland, that is the anterior portion of the pituitary gland, and then it releases TSH. TSH is nothing but thyroid stimulating hormone, right? This thyroid stimulating hormone stimulates the thyroid gland for the release of T3 and T4. This T3 and T4 levels are raised in the bloodstream. When the free T3 and T4 levels are seen in the bloodstream, then this gives a negative feedback for the release of TSH and TRH. This is how the pathway of thyroid hormone release is happened, okay? It occurs in our body. Now let's move to the synthesis of thyroid hormone, that is the steps involved in the synthesis of thyroid hormones. First step is iodide trapping. Okay, next second step is oxidation and iodination. Third step is coupling. fourth step is the release of thyroid hormones. And fifth step is the peripheral conversion. Okay, fifth step is the peripheral conversion, right? We'll see step by step. So if we see in this picture, you will know that this is a peripheral tissue. After, in front of this line, that this is a peripheral tissue and this is a plasma. In between this is a plasma, and this whole thing is a thyroid follicular cell. I forgot to tell one point here, right? So actually this THS, that is thyroid stimulating hormone, acts on the thyroid gland. Actually THS acts on the thyroid follicular cells. Thyroid follicular cells. These thyroid follicular cells are present inside the thyroid gland. Inside the thyroid glands, these thyroid follicular cells are present. This THS acts on these thyroid follicular cells, which are specialized cells for the synthesis of T3 and T4. These are the specialized cells for the synthesis of T3 and T4. Okay, do remember that thyroid follicular cells are stimulated by thyroid stimulating hormone, and then they release the T3 and T4. And now this is the thyroid follicular cell present in thyroid gland, right? Thyroid gland. So this I minus present in the plasma is iodide ion. It is iodide ion. It is present in plasma. Okay, do remember that. Now this iodide enters into the thyroid follicular cell. This iodide from the plasma, it enters into the thyroid follicular cell. This is iodide trapping. Okay, this is the first step. And now this iodide which entered the thyroid follicular cell, it combines with thyroxine in the presence of an enzyme called peroxidase. Peroxidase is actually involved in reactions of oxidation. Okay, so this is the oxidation process. And next, when this iodide reacts with thyroxine, it releases MIT and DIT, where MIT is monoiodothyroxine and DIT is diiodothyroxine. Alright, this is the first step and this is the peroxidase involvement. So this is the second step. Now we'll come to the third step, that is we have MIT and DIT here, right? If we take one molecule of MIT and one molecule of DIT, that is one molecule of monoiodothyroxine and one molecule of diiodothyroxine, we get T3. That is triiodothyronine. Okay, if we take two molecules of diiodothyroxine, we get T4. That is thyroxine. And this T3 and T4 were released into the plasma. This is nothing but hormone release. And now this T4 is converted into T3 in peripheral tissues. In case of thyroid hormones, the peripheral tissues are liver and kidney. In liver and kidneys, the T4 is converted into T3 and then this T3 is again enters the plasma. T4 converts into T3 because T4 is less potent than T3. So there is a need for the conversion of T4 into T3. Okay. So if we see the steps like iodide trapping, oxidation, coupling, hormone release and peripheral conversion. See, the iodide ion got entered into the thyroid follicular cells. This is the step 1. In the presence of peroxidase enzyme, the iodide reacts with the thyroxine and produces MIT-DIT. This is the step 2. And this one MIT and one molecule of MIT, one molecule of DIT, they couple and form T3. Two molecules of DIT, they couple and form T4. This is a step 3, that is coupling. And the hormones T3 and T4 were released into the plasma, that is step 4. And in the peripheral tissue, that is in liver and in kidneys, the T4 is got converted into the T3. This is step 5. Okay, so these are the steps involved in the thyroid hormones. Got it? The first one is iodide trapping, oxidation, coupling, hormone release, and peripheral conversion. Lastly, coming to the mechanism of action of thyroid hormones.